Hey guys, it's Ivan at ivanmana.com, and in this video I want to show you how to promote your Teespring products on Facebook ads. This is going to be a full, complete, step-by-step tutorial that's going to go through everything step A to Z in promoting your Teespring products. For those of you that don't know me, welcome to the channel. My name is Ivan. I have been doing affiliate marketing for the past 4 years, promoting products on a variety of ad networks such as Facebook ads, Google ads, and Microsoft ads. I have also promoted my Teespring shirts as well. And so in this video, I want to teach you everything I know about running ads on Facebook with your Teespring products. So there are some steps we have to take. So let's go over the agenda. What will we do in this video? So the first thing we're going to do is create a Teespring listing. We have to create some sort of product. Most likely is going to be a shirt. That's kind of the standard nowadays. And we have to do this before we create our ads, obviously, right? We have to have something that we're going to sell. So that's going to be the first thing. The next thing we're going to do is create a Facebook ad account. So if you don't have a Facebook ad account, I will show you where to go, how to set one up. I will show you what settings you have to turn on, turn off, and whatnot to get started, all right? Next, we have to create a Facebook page. So unlike Google ads, for example, where you see an ad and you have no idea who created the ad, was it the owner, was it an affiliate, was it a random person? With Facebook ads, there is an indication of who specifically created that ad. So if you do have Facebook and you see the posts, you see that you have, your friend posted this, or your whatever ex-acquaintance posted this, right? And so that's exactly how it works with Facebook ads. So we have to create a page in Facebook for our Teespring product, all right? Next thing we're going to do is set up Facebook tracking. So we have to be able to tell in Facebook whether we made any sales or not. So I will show you exactly how to set up tracking and integrate Teespring and Facebook. The next thing we're going to do is create our Facebook post and design. So after we create our Teespring listing, we have to actually create a design. We can't just take the shirt and promote it. Technically you can, but it's probably not going to get much attention. So I'm going to show you the tool that I use to create a nice, smooth looking design that we can use as a Facebook ad and attract more attention. Lastly, we're going to promote on Facebook ads. So after we create the post, I'm going to show you where to go to actually advertise the post to whoever you want on Facebook. Now, as part of this video, we will go into some miscellaneous tools like the Audience Insights tool, which will help us find the right audience for our shirt, okay? So that's the agenda. Let's get started. So let's head over into our Teespring account first. If you don't have a Teespring account, that's totally fine. Head over to teespring.com, click on Start Designing, and here you will have to select this option here at the bottom saying New to Teespring, create an account. So click on that, and it's just going to ask you some basic questions, your name, your email, and the password, and that's pretty much it. That's all you're going to have to do. You might have to verify your email, so head over into the email that you specify and then just confirm the email, okay? And that's really all there is to it. You will have then created your Teespring account. I already have an account, so I'm gonna click on Login, my awesome YouTube email, quite original. I'm gonna select I'm not a robot because I'm not. If you are a robot, make sure to not checkmark that. And here we are in our interface, okay? So this is a slightly new interface for those of you that have already been promoting on Teespring. It might look a little bit different, but everything is still the same, okay? So even if you see this video 2 years down the road, the buttons are gonna be pretty much the same. Analytics is gonna take you to the analytics. Listings is gonna take you to all your listings, okay? Stuff like that. So we will go through some of these tools here. Don't worry about them for now. The first thing we're gonna do is click on Start Designing, and let's create our shirt design, okay? Now, I already have a design that I created with a logo, so we're just gonna add it here. But if you don't have something, make something up in Photoshop or Canva or hire someone, or just add text, right? That's totally fine as well. So here are all the different products we can promote, right? So we have shirts, hoodies, we have pillows, we have cloth masks now with Corona, that's new. Right? So stuff like that. We have mugs, which are pretty cool. Okay, so we can promote a wide variety of things. I'm gonna go with these unisex or men's shirts, just because that's what I personally have always been promoting. And then we can select the classic tee, but if you want, if you understand what all these things mean, like lightweight 100% cotton or slim fit 100% premium super soft cotton, I don't know the difference, right? I always went with classic tees. If you have a preference for example, this one is 100% polyester, you would select this option and the process would be exactly the same, okay? But let's select classic tee. Now this here option, you can select whether you want to buy it. So are you creating a shirt for yourself or for a family member, for example, or are you creating a shirt to sell, to monetize it, to make money? We're doing the latter, so we're gonna select sell. And now we have to create our design. So if you don't have a design, that's totally fine. You can, for example, click add text and say, this is my new shirt, please buy it, right? And you can do something like that. You can, make it smaller. There is no way to kind of add it on 2 lines. So what you have to do is either click enter or add another text, right? And then do that. So that's how you play around with it. This doesn't have the advanced features of, say, Microsoft Word, where you can center it, align it center, align it left, right, align it top, bottom. Doesn't have any of those complex features. Even, fonts, like font size, font text, you can't really adjust, you can't change. So if you really want to make something unique, I'd suggest going into Photoshop, creating a preset design, and then uploading it here, okay? So that's an option. Now you can also go to the back, and you can also add something on the back as well. So you can add a text here and say, this is the back, okay? And that's how you would do that. And now you have a front and a back. Now for our case, I don't have a back for this illustration purpose. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna delete that and delete that. Now what I have instead is an image that I already created. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna paste it. And ta-da, here's our image, okay? Now this idea I didn't make up myself, the puck yeah, right? This was already there, but let's imagine we want to create a shirt for hockey fans, right? People that love hockey, they're gonna be wearing this shirt indicating, right, being proud that they are an ice hockey fan. So that's the idea here, okay? So again, I already created this design. I suggest that's what you do to make it higher quality. Now you might have a message at the top saying your image is low quality, try again. This image here is 1500 by 1500 or 2000 by 2000 dimensions. So if you get that message, try to make the image higher quality before hitting save, because it might not let you continue, okay? It's not gonna let you continue if it's in poor quality, okay? So you have to upload a high resolution image in order to go forward. You can try it, see if it works, but just do what Teespring is actually saying, which is replace, if you get that message, it's gonna say get a higher resolution image, okay? So let's say this is our shirt, right? So let's go from top to bottom and look at all these options and what they mean and how to complete our design. So the first option here after we add the image is to add colors. So you can add different colors if you want as options, right? So if you select this plus button here, you can add a variation of this brownish, I don't know what the color is, mahogany color shirt, right? You can do that. The darker colors probably won't match because we have everything in dark. You can add this grayish color, maybe pink, and you can just play around and see if it fits, okay? So green, not super good, but at least you can see everything, so that's an option. Blue doesn't fit, dark blue definitely doesn't fit. Darker pink, orange, all of these colors you can add if you want to, okay? And these will just show up as variations. So when someone actually clicks on your Teespring shirt design, they will be able to select which color they want. So you're giving people more options, which is pretty cool. You're not limiting them to just one, okay? So that's how you go about doing that. You click done. And so, that's the first part here. Next we have here, so it says select first image buyers see. So you could, now that you've added all the colors, what is the shirt that you want buyers to see when they actually click on your posting? So you can click edit and you can choose what the first shirt is that people will see. So is it, is it pink? Is it orange? Is it white, which is the default? Is it green? That's up to you, but this is what people will see first when they actually click on your Teespring listing. Okay, we'll get into more details as to how to click on the listing and all that stuff, but that's what this is. So I'm going to select white because it, I think, looks the best comparatively with the black that we have here. So I'm going to click done. And that's fine. Let's just go back to edit, make sure it is start on white. Okay, so we're good here. You can select all these colors as well if you want to, revisit any of it. We'll leave it at white. Next, you're gonna set the price for US, for orders in the US, and for orders in Europe. Okay, so obviously different price points. So let's suppose for the US, let's suppose we set it to $25. So this here in green is telling you how much profit you're going to be making. So you'll be making $14.43 American cents in profit. You might be asking, well, if the shirt is $25, how come I'm only making 14? Because you have to pay Teespring, right? They have to create the shirts. They have to do this design that you created. If you have images, the designs are going to be a bit more expensive to pay Teespring because they have to use more ink to create these images. If you have just a little bit of text, it's going to be a little bit cheaper. Okay, so keep that in mind as you go. And then next you select whether you want Europe or Great Britain pounds, I think. And it's the same thing here. So you're going to set a price. So for example, 25 British pounds. And your profit now is going to be 13, unless I'm completely mistaken. I believe that's what it is. And then here is just telling you that for European countries, it's going to add a value added tax. Okay, so we have that done. Let's go on to the next step. And again, if you want to add something to the back, select back. Let's click continue. Okay, so now you can add more products. Okay, so we're not done yet. You can add additional products for people. I wouldn't necessarily suggest this because on your ads, you will generally have, 1 or 2 products on there. You don't want to have kind of a collection of everything. There is a psychological concept where if you give too many choices to people, instead of picking something, they actually don't pick anything because it's too psychologically draining. People say, oh, well, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And then they're saying, okay, never mind, too many choices, right? So maybe it's good to just stick to one. But if you do want to add additional options, let's suppose you also want to add a hoodie. You can click on select styles. You can select which style you want. So let's say this one. Let's see if we want anything else, maybe this one as well. And you can click done, okay? And so now you're gonna have all these different options in your Teespring listing. Again, once we publish this, you will see what it looks like, okay? But I would probably stick with one, and then if you want to create a different design, like a different sweatshirt or hoodie, maybe you can create a different ad for that specific product, right? So let's click next. And now this here is going to be our description. Now this part here where it says create new listing, this is the only part you will be able to edit later on. So once you publish this, you cannot go back and edit, which means if you want to add additional colors or you want to remove colors or you want to change your design, you cannot do it anymore. You will have to either delete that listing and create a new one or just create a new listing, right? But you cannot edit it. So this is the only part that you can edit. So for our title, we can say love hockey, say fuck yeah, right? Something like that. And then we could add a description. Now what I like to do for the description is add call to action, say, just entice people to buy it. So maybe we can say something like, are you a hockey fan? Oops, my spelling's not too good today. So we can say, are you a hockey fan? And then here, by the way, on the right-hand side, you see what these designs look like, right? And then you will be able to click on the other options once you actually get to the listing. But over here, we're writing, are you a hockey fan? Show off your hockey love to all your friends with this, let's say, puck yeah hockey shirt. Buy more than one to save on shipping and handling. We can say. Now, what we do like to do as well, which we will add later on, is we like to add exclusivity. So we want this offer to only last a few days, okay, for starters. We want this offer to last a few days just so we can add the exclusivity. We can say, hey, this offer only lasts a few days. So today is September 11th. Let's say, offer expires, get it now, because, is there an extra space? Because this shirt will no longer be available on September 16th. Now, as you create these shirts and create these offers and ads, as you add these deadlines and then actually stick to them, people will start believing you more and more, and then they will actually start buying, right? Unless they, of course, buy on the first time. But what we're doing is adding this this time frame, so people are more likely to buy rather than say, I'll just buy it next week, and then they just never end up buying. And I'll show you how to make it end on September 16th as well. No longer be available. So click on buy now below. And again, we can edit this. I don't remember if it says buy now or what the button actually says, but we can edit it. So click on buy now below and get your shirt mailed to you now. We could also add an offer. So we could also add a promotion later on, right? Something like either a $10 discount or 10% discount or free shipping. So you can add these options as well. So for here, we could write maybe, what we could do actually, instead of saying this shirt will no longer be available, get it now. So let's say, so you could say that, you could remove the shirt, or we could add a discount until September 16th. So we could say, instead of that, we could say limited time, let's say 15% discount until September 16th. So get it now. Okay, so we could add things like that. And that looks pretty good. Click on buy now to get your shirt. Okay, so that looks good, right? That's our description. We can change it later on, okay? So don't worry about anything like that. Select the first image people see. So again, we can click edit and we can select whether we want people to see the back first or the front first. So obviously we're gonna select front because we don't have anything on the back. Now this is the URL, okay? So our URL is going to be, for this offer, it's gonna say teespring.com/love-hockey-say-puck-yeah, right? That's gonna be our offer. Now you could make this public, so it's available right now to anybody that has your URL and even people that don't. So just one thing before I go on, I did get a few questions saying, hey, my shirt or my product doesn't show up on Teespring when you search for it. And the reason for that is there are some factors that you have to go through, kind of like a little checklist before your shirt will show up on just teespring.com by searching. One of them is, for example, you have to sell some products already. So once you sell some products and establish your reputation as, a successful seller, or not successful, but as a seller, right? Your shirts will be more likely to show up. The other thing is you have to obviously stick to the Teespring rules and guidelines. So make sure you don't have any strikes, you don't do anything inappropriate, and then your shirts will also be more likely to show up. So once you hit that checklist of items that they're looking for, then your items will be able to show up in Teespring search. So when you click public, they will show up if you fit these criteria. If you hit private, nobody will be able to find your shirt even if you give them the link, okay? So it's gonna be private, it's hidden. You can publicize it later on, but for now it's gonna be hidden. Nobody can see it. And then if you select unlisted, nobody will see it unless they have the URL, okay? So maybe if someone saves the URL or if they're sharing it with somebody, they will still see it, but people will not be able to find it anywhere unless they have that URL, okay? So we wanna make it public because we are ready to promote. We want it to be seen by everybody. And over here, we can add it to a store. Now, I already created a store here. I have a separate Teespring video that teaches you all about Teespring storefronts and how to use them, how to set them up. Check that video out if you want more detail. To keep this video a bit more simple, not as complicated, I'm gonna, ignore the store for now. But if you wanna know how to create a store with all your different products in there, and then you wanna promote that storefront, as Teespring calls it, check that video out. I show you how to do it step by step. But for this case, we're gonna ignore that and we're gonna click on publish. We're gonna wait for it to load a little bit. And so now it's giving us a pop-up message asking us to enter our payout information. So we can do that now before we click publish again. So we're gonna head over to settings. I was gonna wait to do it after we publish, but might as well do it now. And so you have two options here. You can enter your PayPal address or your Payoneer details. So if you have a Payoneer account, you can just connect one here by clicking this link here. It's hard to see. Or you can create one if you don't. If you have PayPal, then you can just enter your PayPal information here. So for example, this YouTube testing email, I think, at gmail.com. We'll use that for now because I'm not actually planning on getting paid with this account. Now, I went ahead and integrated my Payoneer account with Teespring, so you see it all set up here. I might have to verify it, but that's okay. And then once you do that, go back to your other listing here and click done, and then click publish listing, and then it's gonna work and you're gonna see a page that looks like this, okay? So this is our listing here with this URL, right? teespring.com/lovehockeysavepuck. Okay, so once again, whether you're using PayPal or Payoneer, you have to confirm the email on the email of your Teespring account. Go into the spam folder, go into your other folders like social, promotions, anything like that, and make sure you get the confirmation email so you can actually get paid. But that being said, we have created our shirt here, okay? So we're gonna be targeting hockey fans, and this is what we'll be doing. So over here, we can put a little check mark. Check mark right there. Okay, looks kind of nasty. Let's do that instead. That's better. So now we can go to the next part and create our Facebook ad account, okay? So if you don't have a Facebook ad account, you have to have just a regular Facebook account first. So make sure you go to facebook.com and just create a basic account. Don't worry, I'm not gonna ask you to use Facebook, but you do need a basic Facebook account before you can create this business manager account, okay? And this business manager account that we're creating here will allow you to create Facebook accounts and Facebook pages, all right? So once you log into your Facebook account, you will have to log in as well. You will be able to create an account. So I'm already logged into my Facebook account. Click on create account. You're gonna enter a name, like your business name, then your name, then your business email. You'll click next, and then fill in the details like your address and things like that. I already have like 20 accounts, so I'm not gonna create another one, but that's all you have to do. Enter the name, email, and then an address, and that's it, okay? And then you will land on a page that looks like this, okay? It's gonna be your Facebook for Business kind of manager. You might say a page like that or a page like this, okay? One of the two. Facebook changes their interface quite often. So if you're watching this video just even a few days after I release this video, something might be different, but that doesn't mean the video is outdated. That just means that Facebook changes their interface very often, okay? So just keep an eye out for the buttons and the words that I'm clicking on, and that's the most important thing, okay? So if you do end up on a page that looks like this, what you're gonna go is click on business settings. And we have to do some things first really quickly before we actually create our ad account and the Facebook page, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do, if you head to business info here, scroll down, you will have to verify your email. So for some reason, the first email that goes out doesn't usually get received, you know, through my experience and through experience of some of the clients of mine. So if that's the case, head over to business info and click on resend email. Go into your email, again, check all the different tabs, you know, social tab, promotions tab, and click on the link, and you will be taken to this page, but this time your email will be verified. You have to do this to promote on Facebook. You can't promote without a verified email address. So make sure you do that first. The next thing you have to do is go to payments here, and you have to enter a valid payment method. So just click on add and add your credit card or debit card or whatever it is you have, okay? And then you should be good to go. Now we just have to create our Facebook ad account and the page. So what you're gonna do is head over to add accounts over here. And I already have an ad account, again, for other content that I created. If you don't, you will simply click on add. You will click on create a new ad account, and you just have to enter a name. So the name for my account here is ad account 1. That's the name that I set up for it. That's the name that I created for my account. You can create the name for your account, and that's all you have to do. Once you do that, you have to click on add people. You have to select yourself, give yourself manager admin access, and click on assign. And I already have myself here, that's why you're not seeing anything. So now that we've done that, congratulations, you've successfully created your Facebook ad account. Now we have to go in and create our Facebook page and create the design, okay? So let's head back over into PowerPoint. Let's add a little check mark here to say that we've created our Facebook ad account. And now we have to create our Facebook page, all right? So you're gonna head over to pages here. And again, I already have a few pages, disregard them. You're gonna click on add and you're gonna click on create a new page. And in this case, we know that our product is for hockey fans, okay? So we could either make our group name something like, just in general for hockey fans, or we could say specifically, best hockey t-shirts, okay? That's up to you depending on how broad you want to go. If you eventually want to promote other hockey products or maybe even hockey affiliate products, not just shirts, maybe it's better for you to just say, hockey fans unite, right? Or something like that. You can select from any one of these 6 categories. I do have a dedicated Facebook course where I go over all of this in detail, so check the course out if you want more detail as to Facebook ads specifically at ivanmana.com/all-courses. For the purpose of this video, you can click on a brand or product, right? Because we'll be promoting products. And then here we can enter a page name. So let's go ahead and let's say, Hockey Fans Unite, all right? That's the name of our page. We can choose a category. Let's see if we can find sports here. Video game, not quite. Is there no sports? Am I missing it? So you can select a category. This category will just help people find you, okay? So it's nothing crazy, doesn't really matter too much. Well, let's say product because we'll be promoting shirts, right? So that's fine, and we'll click on create page. And now what we have to do is we have to go in there and actually design our page, right? Make it look good, make it look presentable, because once we start running ads, people will actually click on this page. Some people will click on this page and see it. So we want to make a good first impression. At the least, we want to add some images, okay? So to see this page, you can click on view page here. Before you do that, also make sure you give yourself access to this page, okay? So click on add people. Again, select yourself. Go into manage access and just add yourself here. And again, I already had myself automatically, but in case you don't, that's what you would do. So let's go ahead and view this page. We've created this page, but now we just have to make it look a little bit more presentable, okay? So we're gonna add this little image here. We're gonna add a cover, and then we can also add a little bit more information on the About Us page. So if we go to About, double click it, we can enter some of these things here, okay? We probably won't spend too much time, but this is what you want to do as well to let people know what your page is about, okay? So let's go into home. Let's find some images. So ideally, you want to find some free images, right? You don't want to, take images from somebody else, have copyright claims, stuff like that. So the 2 websites I like to use are, one is pixabay.com and another one is pexels.com. You'll see me using these 2 sites in like all my videos, and these will just allow us to get some free images. So we could say, for example, hockey fans and see what we get. So Pixabay is more, they give more cartoony images, and Pexels gives more realistic images, okay? So let's see what we get here. Hockey fans, doesn't look like it. That does not look like a hockey. It looks like a hockey, yeah, it doesn't look like a concert. We got soccer. I mean, that looks nice, right? So maybe we can do like hockey rink. And maybe something like that. But our page is about hockey fans, right? So maybe we want to have like maybe a hockey audience or something like that. So just look around. I mean, this would be great. It's just I wish there was like some sort of hockey rink, right? So we can keep looking. Let's see if we can find something here. Hockey rink, nope. Not that. Let's see. Ice hockey stadium. Let's see if we can find something. Okay, so there's not a lot of images here. You could also go to Google and just type in hockey images and then filter by. So let me show you. So over here you can do ice hockey rink. All right, and then what you could do is when you go to images. So here are some, that looks okay. But what you want to do is you want to go into settings, go into advanced search, and you want to make sure that for usage rights, oh, they changed this. We have licenses to promote this, right, and to sell it. So they changed it a bit now. Before they used to have different options like usable for blah, 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 usable for commercial use, for non-commercial use. Now it's just something like this. So yeah, so this is a Shutterstock image. So as you can see, you have to pay for this, right? So if you select this image and you click on it, you're gonna have to pay for it. So you don't want to use just any images like that. You definitely want to make sure you get good ones. This is Getty Images, right? So again, you have to pay for it. So what we can do for the purpose of this video, because you can take the time and you can keep searching. For the purpose of this video, we can just select any basic image, and then on your own, you would just kind of do the research and make sure you find something, right? So we can select this one as our background. I can select original or medium size, either way is fine. So this is the image I'm thinking to use as our cover. So let's go ahead and find an image for hockey fans. So maybe just say fans and see if we get anything here. Okay, different kind of fans. Let's say, so people with their hands up, maybe something like that, like that's okay. Again, I wish we had something with ice hockey here and we don't, but that's fine. Maybe we can just get, you know, something like that here. Let's see if we type in ice hockey, just so we can make it something, you know, indicate what this actually is for, right? So this is an ice hockey group. We want to kind of indicate that it is for ice hockey. We have ice, yeah, so there's not many images here for ice hockey, unfortunately. Usually there are way more images for other stuff, just not ice hockey. So let's maybe go with this, hockey players inside a rink. All right, yeah, so again, just as an example, we don't need a large image. We can just get a medium or small one for this. And, you know, just for illustration, let's say we use that. So let's go ahead and add the cover. We're going to upload. And here, this was our first image here. Give it a second, and then we can go ahead and rearrange it a little bit, you know, make it look like that. And now we can add this image here, so we can also upload photo. And then select the second option here. Okay, so we can rearrange it, put it like that. We can add it a little bit closer, you know, and that, I mean, that looks close enough, right? Because again, you can spend days just looking for the right image. So we'll just stick like this. If you want to go above and beyond, then definitely you can purchase an image through Shutterstock, and there you can get a real professional image, okay? But I think that's okay. And why did this disappear? So we might be able to choose from photos because it was already uploaded. Nope. Okay, so this just disappeared. Let's do it again. We're gonna select this image, but at least we know that the images we used are free, right? Oh, it's sorry, we forgot to hit save. My apologies, that was my bad. Okay, so that's good. Now we can also add a button taking people to the page, right? So we could say, for example, learn more about our business. We can say learn more, click next, and then we're gonna send them to this website link. So we've confirmed our account. Let's go back. So here's our link right here, okay? Disregard that PID, so I'm gonna copy that. We can delete all this, it's not necessary. We can just paste it, and it's that same link, so I copied it. Let's go ahead here and let's paste it here. Let's hit save, let's click finish. And so now when someone sees our page and they click on the learn more button, they're gonna be taken to that Teespring page. Now, one more thing we do have to do, by the way, just in case, head into settings, go into page visibility, and make sure it says page published. So I got some comments sometimes where people are saying, hey, I can't find my page when I'm doing advertising, what's going on? It's because the page isn't published, okay? So make sure you publish the page, it's important. So let's click cancel, we're good here. Let's go back to the page. Okay, so our page is pretty much good to go, right? Again, we could keep going on forever and ever and kind of optimizing everything. Let's just do a few more things. Let's go to about and just make it a bit more clear what this page is, and then we'll be done with this part, okay? So let's enter about information. We can say, you know, Hockey Fans Unite is a page devoted to true hockey fans around the world. Join our group to, you know, hear about the latest hockey news and enjoy it together, or something like that, okay? So let's click save. So that looks good. What is this? Edit. This is just additional information. Yeah, so here we could say maybe see our website for awesome hockey t-shirts. We can add the website link there. We could also add our website here, okay? So where it says enter website. enter it here and say save. You could enter a phone number if you have it, probably not for Teespring. But if you want to go above and beyond and kind of have a phone number to offer support for people in case they want to know more and buy your products, feel free to add the phone number there. You can add an email as well. We can enter product, so we can say, shirts, hoodies, mugs, pants, right? So something like that. Okay, so these are all our products, and that just looks a little bit more complete. We can enter a start date, so it was launched, founded, opened. Well, we can't say founded. I mean, it's not like we found a Facebook group, but we could say started maybe. Started, and it's, what year is it? 2020. So you can leave it at that. You don't have to go into detail, but the more you put in, the more Facebook asks. So for example, if you do know the month, enter the month, right? So it's September. If you do know the date, enter the day, right? And that's just how it goes, or depending on how much info you want to put. So let's go ahead and put, let's say the 11th. Let's click save. Okay, now the one more thing we should do is add a username, but the page is not eligible to have a username unless we have at least 24 likes, I believe, and at least one post, okay? So you would go to home or posts and you would add a post. Which is what we're going to do once we start running our ads. But the username is what the person sees once they go to the page. So facebook.com/your username, right? Now, unlike the Facebook group, Hockey Fans Unite, you could have 100 people that have the same Facebook group name, Facebook Hockey Fans Unite. But for the username, only one person can have the username, even if they're not using it. So if someone created a page, 10 years ago and they haven't used it since, and they set up a username for it, unfortunately, you cannot get that username. So just letting you know. But that's pretty much it. We could add more about, our story and add yourself as a team member. I think this is more than enough to get started. So congratulations, we have created our Facebook page. So now let's quickly go ahead and add tracking, okay? So now that we've created our Facebook ad account and our Facebook page, what we can do now is create a Facebook pixel and add it to Teespring. And now we will be able to track sales and how many people add to cart and do other stuff, okay? So what we're gonna do is click on business settings here, and here's our page again. So as you can see, it's been updated, although you might have to refresh the page. But now what we have to do is create a pixel, right? So what we're gonna do is go to data sources and go to pixels. Now I already created a bunch of pixels, okay? Disregard them. I'm gonna create another one. So let's click add. And the pixel name for this one, let's say Hockey Fans Unite, okay? And this is gonna be our kind of Teespring pixel that we're gonna create just for the purpose of this video. You can only have one pixel per account, okay? So be careful in how you set that up. And once you do that, let's close out of that. Okay, we don't need to set up the pixel yet. Let's do a few more things here. So one is let's add people to this pixel, and then we have to add assets, which is the ad account. So let's click add people. We're gonna select me, click manage. Okay, so that's the owner, or you in this case. And then click on add assets. And we have to add our ad account, right? Because we want this ad account to be connected to the pixel. So click on connected, and then here it is, okay? So now what you can do is click on business settings and click on events manager here, and you should see the new pixel added here. So let's see, where is it? Facebook or Hockey Fans Unite, okay? So all we need here is to get this Facebook ID, okay? That is all we need. You don't have to bother about continue pixel setup. All we have to do is grab this ID. So we're gonna copy it. Let's go back into Teespring. So in this case, let's, on the right-hand side, let's click on listings here. And what we're gonna do is go to tools and services and go to tracking pixels. And over here, all we have to do is add the Facebook pixel. So we added an extra space, so let's delete that space, click update. And now we've successfully added the pixel. Let's go into tools and services, go to tracking pixels, and confirm that it's here, okay? So now when you click on this listing, the Facebook pixel should start firing. You don't have to worry about pixel setup because we're doing it on Teespring. If you, however, have your own website or your own products and you want to know how to set up the Facebook pixel, I do have a video showing you how to do that with this new interface. So check that video out to learn how to do that. But that being said, let's go ahead and just click on this link here. so we can see if the Facebook pixel has been activated. And the way to check if the pixel is here is if you get a Chrome extension called Facebook Pixel Helper, you will be able to click on it and see if the pixel has been added. And if you recall, our pixel was 7513, right? So if you go back to Facebook 7513, and it is here on this page, right? It's firing as a page view, okay? And I'll show you how to use these events once we actually create our Facebook ads. I'll show you what to click on to see all the different events like purchase and initiate checkout, all that stuff. But if you download this extension, Facebook Pixel Helper, you will be able to see to confirm that, hey, the pixel is successfully on this page. And maybe if we refresh, it might refresh, it might not. But regardless, the Facebook pixel should be firing. And yeah, there you go. So as you can see, the interface changed now. It's going to be here. And activity last received in the last minute, okay? So we're good to go here. We've set up Facebook pixel tracking. Now we just have two more things we have to do. So we are going to create our Facebook post, okay? We're going to create a page post, and then we're going to create a page post engagement ad. So we're going to take the post that we did and we're going to promote it to all the people. Now, it's not boosting post, okay? Don't do that. We're going to go through something completely different, all right? So the first thing we're going to do is here's our page. So we have to add a post. Now, like I mentioned, we have to create a good looking design, right? So just adding this won't really cut it. So what I personally use is Photoshop. However, you have to pay for Adobe products. So another tool that I suggest you use is called Canva, okay? I have my affiliate link. You can check it out down below if you want to try Canva. I'm going to show you how to use it right now, and we will be able to create a good looking design to help draw attention to our ad, okay? So we're going to create the design in Canva, and then we're going to add a post. We're going to add an image, okay? So the design that we make is going to be added as an image. So we're going to go here, type in canva.com. And I'm already logged in. If you're not logged in, you'll just have to create an account. And what we're going to do is add a Facebook post, okay? So when you first log in, you'll see a screen like this. If you don't see Facebook post, then just type in Facebook post and select this option here. It should be 940 by 788, okay? And then we're going to select a blank template. So we're going to add stuff here. We're going to make it look nice and presentable and try to draw attention, because remember, people aren't on Facebook to buy stuff. They're on Facebook to relax. So we have to draw their attention. So the first thing we're going to do is upload the shirt, okay? So the way we upload it is we go here and we're going to right click this small icon there, okay? We're going to copy image address. We're going to open a new tab and paste it there, Control V. And this looks really small. So what we can do is go in and change these dimensions here. Okay, so this looks pretty big, looks pretty good. Now we can go ahead and save image as, and we can save it here as our, let's say FB hockey shirt. Okay, and we'll click save. Now we can head over to Canva and we can just drag it from right here, drag it onto here. Okay, now there is a background here, right? So we have to remove the background. The cool thing I love about Canva is if we click on effects, they have an automatic background remover. So watch what happens when I click this. You see how there is gray in the back? When you clicked background remover, it removed all that gray, okay? So that's really awesome. I really like that. We're gonna make this image a bit bigger, maybe something like that, okay? Now that's pretty cool. Now, like I said, you could technically just use this as your ad, but it's probably not gonna draw much attention. It's white on white, it's gonna blend in, not gonna be very visible. So what I like to do is add a light yellow background. So what you're gonna do is select, the background there, click on color, and we can pick a color like yellow. Yes, looks a bit bright and all that stuff, but it catches attention, right? That's the key, you wanna get attention. So you can do that. And by the way, you have a variety of different colors you can choose. So if you want a green shirt, you can select that. And if you also want to select your hoodies, you can select those and then do the same thing. So just copy the picture, okay? So if we want to advertise a pink shirt instead of the white one, you just do the same thing, copy image address, make it bigger, and then paste it there, okay? But we went with white because it shows the black the most, it stands out. So we have something like this, okay? So this is okay as an ad. If you want to draw even more attention to this, what you can do is go to Elements, and you can add a background. Now, I don't like adding the backgrounds that they have. Instead, I type in something like lines, or they have lines there, and then you can drag it here, and then you can select the color and make it red, okay? So you can, for example, make a red background, okay? And you can extend it, and then you can, or a border, not background, sorry. And then you can make this, add this on all the 4 sides. We're not gonna do that, but what we will do is we will add, let's go back into elements, delete that. We will add a shape, and remember how we said we're gonna make this shirt, we're gonna say that it expires on in September 16th, right? Because that's when we're gonna have our special limited time offer, which I'll show you how to do all that after we finish this. So let's drag this. We're gonna make it smaller, and let's make it red, or dark red. So this looks a bit, let's see if we can make maybe darker red, maybe something like that. And then we can add text to it, okay? So I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second. So we can just add a heading. We can make this, oh, that's perfect. It's already white. And we can say, for example, limited time offer. It's a bit too big. Let's make it smaller, maybe 32. Let's start with this, and then we can increase the size as we see. So we can say limited time offer. Let's say, let's extend this. Limited time offer. Let's say 15% off limited time offer, right? Let's say expires September 16th, okay? We don't have to put the year. I think it's pretty obvious. Unless you want to trick people and have it running until next year and then say, well, I never lied. Promotion was until next year. So we can do something like this. Thinking of a way to cut this. Seems a bit long. 15% off limited time offer. Trying to think of a way. I mean, we could just make this whole thing smaller instead, but okay, so maybe something like this, right? And that just draws a little more attention to our design, right? So that's the idea here. So that's what we're going to be doing. 15% off limited time offer expires September 16th, okay? Okay, so that looks good. Now, unfortunately with this, if you select heading, you can't bold it. So what you could have done is just add like a little bit of body text and then just made that bigger and bolded that. But I think this is okay for now. Okay, so expires. Okay, so that looks good. So we could use this as our page post. This is going to be our main image, right? And then it's telling people, hey, it's a limited time offer. So now that we're done with that, we can click download. We don't need a transparent background, so we can just leave it as is. And we can click on download, okay? And it's going to be downloading here. And that's pretty much it with Canva. They do also have a free version, by the way, so you don't have to pay. They do have a free, they have lots of free options and stuff you can do here as well. Okay, so we've created this. So let's quickly actually create 2 things. Let's quickly actually make the shirt a limited time offer, and let's go in and let's add the promotion, right? So let's head back over into our offer here before we forget. We're gonna go to listings, and let's first make this offer end on the 16th automatically, okay? So we're gonna click on settings here, and over here we can select the end date. So we can go here and we can say, we wanted to end it on the 16th. Let's say 12 p.m., okay? And time zone, let's say Eastern time, because I'm in Eastern time, we'll click save end, okay? And now what happens is, if you view this listing again, so I'm actually just gonna open link a new tab so we can save it. You now see that, boom, right? It has that, and that just adds a little exclusivity to it, right? And that is September 16th, I believe, yes. Okay, so that just adds a little exclusivity, prompts people to actually try to order this as fast as possible, okay? So let's go back into overview. One more thing we have to do, let's go in and let us add the promotion, okay? So we're gonna click on tools and services, go to promotions, and we're gonna add this 15% off promotion. So what we're gonna do is promo code. So this is gonna be a code, you can decide what it is, right? Let's say, let's make it all caps to make it more like a code. True Hockey let's say true fans, all right? And you can have a discount or you can just have free shipping. That's up to you. You can also have a dollar discount or a percentage discount. Now, in our case, we said it's a 15%, right? So we're going to select percentage and we'll say 15. And we can say it never expires, or we could say expires on the 16th, right? And so after that, it's not going to be available. And so that's what we should probably actually do to be in line with what we are saying, what we're telling people. We click on add discount. Sometimes it will tell you you cannot add a promotion. And the reason for that is because your promotion is so high that you will not be making any profit. And so Teespring doesn't allow you to do that because they're not going to be making money. You're not going to be making money, right? So what you should do is, if that's the case, reduce the amount. So either reduce the percentage or reduce the dollar amount, okay? But I'm just letting you know, in case you try to add it and it says wrong, try again, that's why. It's because your amount is too great and you're not going to be making much of a profit, okay? So this is our promo code. Now, you're asking how to actually use this. There are two ways we can use this promo code. One is, let's delete all this here. We can add, at the end of our listing, we can add a question mark and we can say PR. It doesn't have to be caps, PR equals, and then we add our code, true fans, and we click enter. And now automatically we're getting 15% off, right? And so if someone clicks on add to cart, continue shopping, right? Or no, what did I say? Let's go to cart. Proceed to checkout, sure, let's say we want to. Orders reserved, sure, but here we have the discount 15% off. And that's one of the ways you can do it. The other way is if you type in the promo code here, right, in your Facebook ad, you can actually say, hey, use promo code TrueFans to get 15% off, okay? So these are the two ways you can do it. But we're gonna go back because we wanna stay on this page, or the 15% off page, okay? Just a note, if you end up going to the regular page without the promotion code and you see this 15% off, it's because of cookies, okay? So the browser saved, you know, the website URL with the cookie code, and so that's why it looks like this. But if you just take people to just this URL, there is no discount, okay? So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we've done that. So you're gonna just click here, you're gonna select photo/video, click on upload photos and videos, and you can add the option you have here, or like I showed you earlier, you should be able to drag it. I don't know why I didn't do that the first time. There you go. Okay, so we have it here. So now what we're gonna do is we have to write something about it, right? So what I like to do in my posts is start off with a question. Because again, when people are on Facebook, they are not here to buy, they're here to relax. So we're gonna start off with a question, say something like, you know, are you a hockey fan? Show your love for hockey to all your friends with this limited edition t-shirt, right? Or hoodies if you have them, right? Whatever you have there, this limited edition t-shirt. Currently 15% off until September 16th. So get it now. Click the link below to get started. And then we can just add our link here with the promotion. So again, we're gonna copy that, just that part here. We're gonna paste it, Control V, and then we're gonna type question mark PR equals, and we said true fans, okay? And make sure everything is good. We can click on share now. Now, one thing we could also do, if you're on Windows, you can press the Windows sign in period, and it's gonna pull up this emoji window. Otherwise, what you could do is if you go to, I'm just gonna show you emojipedia.com. Let's find it right here. You can type in whatever emoji you want. So for example, let's see if we can find hockey. So here, ice hockey, right? And we can add that emoji to our ad, and it's just gonna get more attention. So again, emojipedia.org, click on copy. Let's go back here and we can paste it. And there we have a little hockey stick, you know, gets a little more attention. So here we can add something else as well. And again, if you're on Windows, you can enter the Windows sign period, and then you can type things in here. So if we say limited, or if we say, let's say $, maybe do something like that, right? Get it now. I don't know if we want to include a $sign. We don't want to come off too salesy. Let's see if we have, yeah, so there's no discount here. So maybe we can just not put anything, you know, maybe it's just too much, so we don't have to. We could maybe add a little thumbs up, actually. That seems okay. So maybe something like that. Okay, that looks good. And we can click on share now, okay? And we can publish it as a regular post. Don't do it as an offer. We're gonna create the ads separately, so don't worry about that. And then boom, okay, here's our offer link. So you're saying, are you a hockey fan? Show your hockey love. Click on see more and click here to get started, okay? And we're gonna, that's our product, right? That's what is gonna show up as the newsfeed once we actually start promoting, all right? So we're good here. We're almost done with everything. So we created our Facebook post and design. So now it's time to actually promote on Facebook ads. So this is gonna be a several stage process. I'm going to show you where to go and what to do, but we also have to do a little bit of research because we have to actually do the targeting, right? We have to set up the targeting and show who we're going to take people to. So we're good here. We can close out of this page. We don't need it anymore. We don't need Canva anymore as well. We can close out of that. So let's go back to Facebook and we can leave that. What we're going to do in Facebook is select the page, right? Make sure you have the right page. Go to Business Tools. And then we're gonna select Ads Manager. And this is where we're gonna create our ads. I have a bunch of different products here. Don't worry about them. They were done for, again, courses and other videos, stuff like that. What we're gonna do here is click on Create under Campaigns. And we're gonna go through everything from start to finish. In this video, I'm only gonna go over the basics, the bare essentials. I'm not gonna spend too much time explaining every single thing. If you do want more information about Facebook ads, I suggest that you go over my Facebook course at ivanmana.com/all-courses. I go over everything in thorough detail from start to finish, including remarketing. So check that out. In this video, we'll just do what's needed. So for the campaign name, this is our hockey shirt, so we can say Teespring, and then we can say, oops, not Log Hockey. Let's say Love Hockey, Puck Yeah shirt, okay? So buying type, we'll leave it at auction. Campaign type, again, I go into these in detail in different courses and videos. We're gonna select post engagement because we already have a post that we created. And the benefit of this page post engagement is that we will be able to get Facebook will show our ad to people most likely to engage with the post. That means like, share, comment, right? All these things. And they will help us get free traffic because they will put so much hype around our ad that it's gonna get a lot of free traffic for us as they share it with their friends. And then what we could also do is we could actually run that ad with all those likes and shares and comments and all that. We could run that as an ad, which is gonna have so much social proof on there, right? It's gonna have so much likability, it's gonna make it easier to sell, okay? So that's why page post is good. I really like it because it adds that social proof aspect to it. We're gonna leave everything else blank. We'll click Save on Draft, okay? So with Facebook, there are 3 layers. You have the campaign level, the ad set level, and the ad level, okay? So here is our product right here. Disregard this one, that's for a different one. In fact, let me see if I can, I'm just gonna delete that one. Just to keep things simple. So here we just have this one product. And so at the campaign level, you change your campaign objective, right? That's the main thing that you edit here. You can also change or control your budget here, okay? At the ad set level is where you control the targeting. So we will get into this. We're gonna do a little bit of audience insights. We're gonna try to do some research to find real hockey fans, okay? And then lastly, you have the ad where you actually create the ad copy. In this case, we don't have to make an ad copy because we already created our post. So we just have to select that post, okay? So that's what it works. That's how it works. So we're good here. Let's go on to the next step, which is the ad set. Now, as you can see, I'm not naming anything yet because we have to do some stuff first before we name it. So for example, for interest targeting, first we have to actually select our interests, okay, before we actually do the targeting, okay? So we're gonna leave that blank for now. This is where you control the daily budget. So, you know, whatever you want, the more you spend, the faster you're gonna get and collect data. There's no right answer. There's no, you have to start at $5 or you have to start at 50. The more you spend, the faster you get data. That's all there is to it. If you're starting off, maybe $10 is a fair number, right? You can always reduce or increase the budget at any time. Although if you're familiar with Facebook scaling, don't increase the budget too fast. So if you notice you're getting results, increase it by 20% or so a day, okay, or every few days. But that's what we're doing here. So let's start daily budget of $10, start date right now. So here we are doing our targeting, okay? We're creating our targeting. So in the US, Teespring, I believe it's a bit cheaper, okay, for Teespring products, and it's faster. For anywhere else, it's a bit, takes a bit longer. So what we could do is we could say, we could add US and Canada here. But that's basically the way it works. So it's going to be faster for people in the US. So we're going to leave it at that. Now we can scroll down. We can choose our age, our gender, our language, and things like that. So for age, hockey fans, really it could be anybody from 18 to 65. We can leave it at that. Gender could also be men or women. And then here is where we come to the, to the audience, real heart of audience targeting with Facebook. Because we have to select interest groups. We have to determine people that are committed to hockey, people that love hockey so much. So for example, here, if I type in hockey, right, this group has 13 million people. So if we target anyone that likes hockey, we're going to be targeting almost 6 million people. That's a lot of people. Now, do you think hardcore fans that are likely to buy this hockey shirt, all of them like the group called hockey? Not necessarily, right? So you could have people that just watched one game with their girlfriend or boyfriend, that watched one hockey game and they liked the Facebook group, and that's it. But they don't watch hockey, they don't like hockey, they are definitely not going to buy anything. So the idea with our audience targeting here is we want to find people that are going to be very likely to buy Facebook, our hockey products on Facebook, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to duplicate this option here, and we're going to use a tool called Audience Insights to get more information about our target, right? So let's close out of that. So we still have everything here, okay? We're leaving it as is. But over here, we're going to go to Business Tools, and we're going to search for Audience Insights, okay? So scroll down until you find Audience Insights right there. So we're going to click on that. And we're going to target everyone on Facebook. And this is the Audience Insights tool. So this tool will help us determine and find the right audience for who we want to target, right? Because if you don't have a preset audience, like a remarketing list, you're going to have to start from scratch, and you're going to have to find people that are likely to buy your shirts. So here we're targeting all people in the US. We could also add Canada. Okay, so now we're targeting everyone in the US and Canada. There are 200 to 250 million people. Just Canada, it's 20 to 25 people. So, United States with 10 times the people as Canada that are using Facebook, that are 18 years old, and everyone, okay? So if we go to interests, let's start off, okay? So what we're doing here is we're trying to find people that are very engaged, that are very likely to buy your hockey products. So we're gonna start broad by just typing in hockey, okay? And we're gonna see what is the demographic here and what are other interest groups associated with this group, hockey, okay? So we type in hockey, let's leave it. So there are about 4 million people that like the group hockey. Most of them are men, actually. So maybe we want to target only men for our Facebook ads, okay? That like hockey. Now, if we go to page likes, we want to look at these page like categories, okay? And now these are the ones that we want to investigate and see further. So for example, will a hardcore or will somebody who doesn't care about hockey like NHL trade rumors, right? We're going to figure out. So that's what we're going to be doing here, is going through some of these groups here and trying to figure out and identify these interest groups that are going to yield results for us, okay? So for example, so here are the ideas. And then one other thing we're looking for is the affinity score. So this shows you, right, if you hover over the little interest icon, it shows you how likely your audience is to like a given page compared to everyone on Facebook. So your audience, this audience that we created here that like hockey, are 413 times more likely to like the page Hockey Beast than everybody else on Facebook. So the higher the affinity score, the better the group is for us, right? So for example, if we go down and we click on see more, EA Sports NHL, these people are just playing the game, right? EA Sports is a gaming company. Or TSN, for example, this doesn't even, this covers a bunch of things, not just hockey. So people that like TSN maybe aren't as likely to buy our hockey shirts as someone that is a hardcore hockey fan that has, you know, a bunch of hockey interests. So what you want to do is keep on narrowing down and keep adding interests in here until we find something really, really relevant. And then what we want to do is also look at the group, see how much engagement there is in that group, and keep a little notepad of all these groups that we can then target. Okay, so Hockey Beast, for example, let's take a look at this ad group. We can open page in new tab, and we can look at this page. So this has 300,000 people. Gonna wait for it to load a little bit, and what we want to see is we want to take a look at the engagement and seeing, you know, how many comments are there, how many likes, how many engagements on all the videos. So here's a video that's 3 hours that was put up 3 hours ago, and you know, these people are engaged, like they are. So 60 comments, 130 shares, 520, you know, of these emoji things, let's say likes. So that's pretty engaged. Okay, that's definitely engaged. You see, sometimes you see posts that have been done like a few weeks ago and there's like 1 or 2 likes on a big group with millions of people. So that's not an engaged audience group. Okay, you don't want to target these. But this one I like. These ones are pretty engaged, right? So that means people are following hockey. They like it. I think they could be likely to buy our products, right? So this is very engaged, right? 5 hours ago, and this is really engaging. You know, stuff like that. So what we can do now is we're gonna write this here down. We're gonna say Hockey Beast, okay, and we're gonna add it to our list. So we want to do a little more research on this, and if it's good, we're gonna add this to our interest targeting here, right? Instead of just hockey with 6 million people who could be anybody, we're gonna target Hockey Beast, okay? So we can look at these other options here. For example, pure hockey. Okay, we can take a look at this one and let's see if the people here are engaged. So this one has 300,000 people too. They are pretty engaged. It looks like 5 hours ago, and it's got a lot of people. 1 day ago, yeah. So this one's 2 days, you know, 4 days, yeah. So this one doesn't have that much engagement. So this is an actual company, okay? So that is a good thing, that this is an actual retail company that sells stuff. So if you see people engaged here, that means, you know, they're going to be very likely to buy. They are fascinated by hockey, okay? Now, I'm not seeing too much engagement here, so I don't really like this group, to be honest. I don't think there's enough engagement. So, for example, let's suppose we're happy with hockey group, right? What we would do here is instead of hockey, we're going to add Hockey Beast. And looks like it's not here, okay? So sometimes the groups that you write here, Hockey Beast, they will not show up for some reason. I don't know why, but they do not show up under interest, okay? That does happen every once in a while. So let's go back to hockey and again, try to find other groups that we can look at. So we have Hockey Beast, you know, that was good. Pure hockey. Let's look at NHL trade rumors and let's see what this is. And that's what you want to do, is just kind of go down the list and try to find people that are engaged, right? So this one has, again, 250,000 people. That's fairly engaging, right? We could add that. So NHL trade rumors. So the question you want to ask yourself is, will a hardcore hockey fan like this page? That's what you want to ask. Will only a hardcore hockey fan like this page? Because if you just have any regular, you know, person that saw hockey once in their life, if you have them liking this page, then it's not very helpful at all. We don't want to target those people. We only want to spend our hard-earned dollars on people that are very likely to buy. All right, so that's what we're fishing for. Okay, that's all it is. It's fishing. You can spend hours here, and that's really what we'll be doing. So we can go through these, you know, hockey news, maybe hockey games, right? Maybe we could find hockey games like NHL 19 probably is the latest, or 20 maybe. Maybe people who like hockey games will be likely to buy our stuff. If they bought a game, maybe they're gonna buy a shirt, right? Maybe. I don't know yet. That's just a guess. Maybe hockey magazine. So for example here, Hooked on Hockey magazine, these are people that are already buying hockey stuff. Okay, so that's really awesome because you know that these people paid money for a magazine because they like hockey so much. So maybe they're also gonna spend money on a shirt. So I actually like this. Let's take a look at this and see what that's like. We can get rid of that. So this one has 313K followers, which is awesome. quite a lot of engagement. I mean, this is great, right? This is good engagement. Like, this is fine. You know, 53 minutes ago, 51 likes, 3 comments. This is fine. This is totally fine. Either way, you can try. Okay. So I do like this. Hooked on Phonics, Hooked on Hockey Magazine, Hooked on Hockey. So you want to look for these things that people pay money for, like magazines. That's great, right? That would be great stuff because people are paying money for it. EA Sports NHL, yeah. So EA Sports NHL is the game that I was telling you about. So yeah, 21 is the latest. My bad, I'm out of it, I guess. So this has 1 million followers. So see, like, I'm even looking at my friends here, right? And I know some of these people, they're not overly excited about hockey. I don't know why they like this. Maybe they were invited, but they're not, like, I don't know if they would actually buy a hockey shirt, right? Because you have to really like it to buy it. But that looks fine. Yeah, that looks like they're pretty engaged, right? This has a lot of stuff. So we could try this. The only thing is it has a lot of people. So my rule of thumb is I like groups between 100 and 300,000. That's my rule of thumb, right? That's how many people I like to be in a group. This is a bit broad, and as you just saw, right, I noticed people here that they might not be such fans that we're looking for, right? So let's just add this group here as well, EA Sports NHL, okay? And let's go back in here and let's remove this hockey. And let's add, so Hockey Beast, we can't target here. We might be able to target in here. So let's go in and see if we can target Hockey Beast. Might not be able to. Yeah, so you can't even target Hockey Beast here. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. So let's go back here. And what was the other one? We said NHL Trade Rumors, right? So NHL Trade Rumors. Oh, lordy. Okay, so we can't even target this. Yeah. NHL Hockey Trade Rumors. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So we can't even target that, right? All right, well, let's try Hooked on Hockey Magazine. Let's try that and see if that shows up. Hooked on Phonics. Yeah. Dang, so that sucks. So let me see if Hooked on Hockey Magazine would have been amazing, but nope, unfortunately not. That sucks. So that's what you do. I mean, you just keep going and keep doing the research, you know, over and over again. Let's add. Yeah, so I mean, we'll have to delete these because we can't even add them. We can't do research for them. EA Sports. Yeah, you can find that, but where's NHL? Right. Oh, come on. There it is. Okay, so AHL. Okay, so now you see here it says 2470. So people liking EA Sports NHL, you know, people in this, whatever you said here in the US, Canada, 18 plus, they're 2,500 times more likely to like this group than any other group. That means they are engaged, right? That means what's the likelihood of any random person liking this group? Much lower than other groups. Like 2,500 is really high, okay? The higher it is, the better. Warrior Hockey's pretty good. NHL memes, maybe. But yeah, this, I mean, EA Sports NHL, we could try it. We could try it, and then we can look at all these options here as well and just keep going, right? So the hockey news, how about that? Let's take a look and see if it's even here. The hockey news. What do you know? They finally have something. Okay, so let's go through this. So again, this is probably something people are paying for. It says to our valued readers, so I don't know if they're paying for this, so you would want to kind of find out and see. Yeah, so it says sign up. So if we click on that, oh, site can't be reached. Okay, that's unfortunate. But one thing we want to see is whether people are paying for this, right? Because if people are paying money, they might be likely to buy our stuff too. So this doesn't look like it's a very engaged audience. It also looks like their website isn't working. Hockey News, let's try again. Oh, looks like they changed their site maybe. So here you can subscribe, right? So people that are more engaged, yes, even if they don't buy it, they still have to subscribe. That's cool. So we could try this. We could, you know, add it. So let's remove NHL now and let's see the hockey news. Yeah, that's complete hockey news. So yeah, people liking hockey news are 23 times more. People are more likely to like. People who like hockey news are 2,300 times more likely to like it than people who just like any other regular Facebook page. That's how I look at it. So it's a pretty engaged audience, right? 2,300 times as likely. NHL news updates, complete hockey news. Let's see if we can add that. No, yeah, so this one's not found. That's unfortunate too. They're missing a lot of stuff here. NHL news updates, yeah, so things like that. Let's maybe do a little bit more and then we can get going. Retail company, hockeyshot.com. Let's see if we can even do that. Okay, hockeyshot.com we can find, but let's take a look at the actual company here, hockeyshot.com. Yeah, so this one's 15,000 times, okay? So our audience is likely to like, the people that like HockeyShot are 15,000 more times to like HockeyShot than anybody else. So that means they're really engaged. And 15,000 is probably the highest we've seen so far. Hockeyshot.com. So see, only hardcore fans would probably know hockeyshot.com. Whereas NHL.com, for example, is very popular, right? Everybody knows NHL.com, NBA.com, right? FIFA.com. And it fits within our grasp, right? 150,000 people, which isn't very much, right? This is good. And if we see here, they are pretty engaged. So this was on 1 day ago, 19. It's not as engaged, but that's okay. I still think the other factors, you know, yeah, like it's not horrible engagement. It's fine. The other factors, namely that it has 150,000 people and that it's more of a website that's not super known and it has such a high affinity, makes up for it, okay? So HockeyShot, let's add that here. Hockeyshot.com. Okay, so that looks good. I'm happy with that. Hockey supremacy. Okay, so you can keep going forever. Let's do one more. Let's take a look at this one, sensational slap shots, and let's see if it's available. Okay, so that's fine. We can still try to add them in here. Sometimes they do show up. Sensational. Nope, not even here. Okay, all right. And if we click, yeah, all right. So that's fine. So let's just stick with the two that we have so far that we were able to find: EA Sports NHL and HockeyShot.com. All right, so we're gonna go with those two for now. And obviously you can spend hours just going through these and finding something. But that's the process, okay? So that's what you would be doing. So let's head back over here. You could click on suggestions as well, and it's kind of going to tell you all these options, but these are pretty broad, right? So we don't want to target like Stanley Cup playoffs. Like everybody that likes sports is going to watch the ice hockey playoffs, right? Not very engaged. Yeah, so not much here, unfortunately. But that's what you would do. Most of the time, it's not this bad, guys. Most of the time, you are able to actually find the groups, but this is kind of like a worst case scenario that I'm showing you. So let's remove this hockey because we don't want that. And let's instead add, for example, let's add HockeyShot. That one was more. Let's add hockeyshot.com, 100,000 people. Okay, so 91,000 people, almost that 100,000 that I was talking about. So this is really good. I like that range. So what I like to do is I have two ways of doing it. One is just targeting one interest group at a time and then duplicating the ad sets. I'll show you how to do that. Another thing I do like to do is kind of laser targeting, okay? So instead of hockeyshot.com, for example, we can remove that. We can actually say hockey, okay? But we could narrow audience, and that's gonna say that people have to like the page hockey and they also have to like this, 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 and that, or whatever you set. So if we click narrow audience and we say something else now, hockey player, probably not. Well, let's say, for example, hockey.com, right? Or hockey, what was that? Hockeyshot.com. So if we do this, now we're targeting people that like hockeyshot.com and like the interest group hockey. Okay, so both together at once, making them a tad bit more engaged, if you can call it that, right? Although there is an argument to be had that, well, the hockey group is super broad, so I don't even know if that qualifies. But that's one way of doing it, is narrow targeting, okay? But I'm gonna show you how to do it one interest group at a time, and I suggest you do one interest group at a time or this laser focus, but I don't suggest you adding all the interest groups together, like this, or that, or that, or that. Don't do ors, do ands. So people that like this and like that, okay? Otherwise, if you just add all the stuff here, like if you say people who like USA hockey, or who like hockey, or who like, you know, let's do something else with hockey, ice hockey. Now you're all of a sudden you're reaching, you know, 34 million people, because now you're saying people that like this, or this, or this, right? And it's just too much. It's going to be super broad. So either you do laser targeting, where you select, you know, people that like hockey and they like hockeyshot.com, for example, or you do one interest group at a time so you see what works. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. But in this case, let's imagine that we want to do both of these. That should be pretty good, right? 73,000 people is okay. My rule of thumb, again, is 100,000 to 300,000, but this is okay. You can click on show more options. You can add connections, so people who like your page, for example, that's if you have the data. We don't, so we can skip that. You can also save this audience so you don't have to redo all this again for next time. Placements, I like to go with manual. Again, I go into more detail as to all these things, so I'm not going to go into excruciating detail. But here, let's just select. We're just going to select the Facebook newsfeed. So if you're more tight on budget, or if you just want to kind of start off with something, the first thing, the kind of best thing I would say is the Facebook newsfeed. And then you can experiment if you have a bigger budget and try out different things. Facebook newsfeed is what the people see as they scroll down their Facebook post. Okay, and that's why we created our ad, so eye-catching, so to try to get their attention. So we're going to remove all the other placements. We can also set a device, so we can set it to mobile only, or you know, just Android devices or iOS or everything. So in this case, we want to show it everywhere, right? On desktop and mobile. So actually, sorry, that's over here. So here we're selecting desktop, mobile, and connected TV. That's new. And then over here, you select what specific devices you want, okay? So that's that. Cost control, so you can set how much are you willing to spend maximum per click. So we can say, for example, 50 cents is the maximum per click we want to spend, okay? And let's click on show more options. Yeah, so actually you're going to be spending 50 cents maximum per 1,000 impressions, not per clicks yet. You have to run some ads for a while and then you'll be eligible to pay per click. Okay, but that's that. So now we can go in here and now we can change our ad set name. So this one was, we said US, Canada. That's an existing group. Don't worry about that. That just came up. We're doing 18 to 65, 18 to 65. And you can also do like slashes like that. That's probably easier to identify, 18 to 65. And then we're doing hockey plus hockeyshot.com, right? So I'm going to copy that, Control C, come back here, paste it, and then say plus hockeyshot.com. Okay, so now I know exactly what this ad set is about, right? So I know that this is US/Canada, 18 to 65, and these two interest groups. So later on, as we duplicate these ad sets and create more variations, testing different things, you will know exactly what is included, okay? So there's that. We're pretty much good to go here. Let's create our actual ad now, okay? So there's not much creating to be done because we've already done that, but let's go from top to bottom. Again, we'll name the ad at the end. So let's select our group here first from the top. We're going to use existing post here, although you can create a new ad and a new page post, but we're going to create an existing one. We're going to select post, and here's our post that we created. We'll click on continue. And here, everything is pretty much done for you, okay? That's why I like page post engagement ads. When you actually reach this part, everything is done for you. So we can name the ad, you know, we can say, yellow background. So try to make it obvious what the ad is. So it's a yellow background and a 15% limited offer red, right? Because it's in red. And then if we change the designs, we try to promote something else, we can make it clear what that ad is. All right. Now we should add a call to action button. So we can say learn more, and I guess that's the only options we have, and then enter the URL. So let's head back over into our product here. We're going to copy that, paste it here, put the little question mark. Remember, say PR equals true fans, right? That was our promotion code. We'll click update post, and now we should see a little call to action right there. Hockey fans unite, right? And then that's where our Facebook page comes in. It has a little bit of information about our page. And then we should be good to go. We could specify Facebook pixel. We want the pixel to track this ad. And that's it. Now, unfortunately, you can't preview the ad unless you hit publish. So you can pause the ad and then publish just to see what it's like, but we have to hit publish, okay? Now, if you're not sure yet and you want to see what it looks like first, just pause the ad right away, okay? So give it a second for it to load here. Just come in here and just pause the ad, so toggle this off. I'm okay with keeping it on because it's still under review, so you have time. But if you want to see what it's like, click on edit here, and now you will be able to preview Facebook posts on newsfeed, right? If you don't hit publish, you will not see these options here. You will not be able to see what the ad looks like. So we can view what it looks like, click here, and we can scroll down a little bit, right? Scroll down, and boom, here's our ad, right? So as you can see, it really stands out from, you know, the blue. There's like blue, everything here in Facebook is blue, right? And this is blue too by coincidence, but here it's yellow and red, and it just stands out a bit more, right? And people, we should hopefully accumulate all these likes, and if you click learn more, you will be taken to this page, okay? And that's all there is to it for this part. So now that we've done that, let's do a few more things. First, let me show you how you can actually see the columns, right? So see all the different options in Teespring. So if you go to columns performance, you can click on customize columns, and then scroll down to the standard events. Nope, that didn't scroll. Scroll down custom events, and we're looking for things like purchase, things like initiate checkout, add to cart, okay? So we're gonna add purchase, we're gonna add app installs, no, like add to cart, okay, we can add that. Checkouts initiated, okay? So things like that, we can add whatever you want. And then you can rearrange them. You know, you can drag this to the top if you want to. We'll leave it here for now. You can save this as a preset. So you could say, you know, Teespring default, for example, and you can click apply. And now you will always be able to access this exact column setup. And now if you scroll here to the right, you will be able to see your purchases, your website visitors, and your add to carts. Now, there are a few other options available here. So if you just go and type in Teespring Pixel, Teespring Pixel Facebook. Let me quickly show you some of the other things they have here. So if you go here and you scroll down, you will also be able to track, so here, purchase, initiate checkout, add to cart, buy it now, and view it content, okay? So people who view your listing, you can track that, you know, that's the number of clicks you get, so this one isn't important because the number of clicks that you get is the view content, right? So you don't have to do that. But these ones could be important. So if you want to add them, we added the purchase, initiate checkout, and add to cart. If you want to add the buy it now, you can do that as well. So now that you know how to, you right click here, click on customize columns, and go to standard events and find the buy it now, wherever that is. It's going to be somewhere here. Trials, yeah. So you're just going to look for it and add it whatever you want, or you can add the view content if you want to, okay? So there's that. One more thing, let me show you how to do is if you do want to go with the different interest groups approach, what you can do is select this ad group and then click duplicate. And you're just going to quickly duplicate it, select everything. You can click duplicate here. And then here, so we copied everything. We copied the ad, we copied the interest group, but what we do want to do here is we want to, for example, make it a little bit different. And we want to, oops, no, we missed it. Scroll to the top here. We want to change the targeting. So we're going to click edit. We're going to remove hockey, and this is going to be just hockey shot people, right? People that only like hockey shot. So let's suppose we want to do that. We're going to go in then in here. We're going to delete this. We're going to delete copy, and we're good to go here. Now, let's suppose we want to try a different group, right? So we had two groups here. We had EA Sports, okay? So let's suppose we want to test that. We're going to click duplicate again. Now, if you don't want to do it one at a time, you can just add the number here or just type the number in here. In our case, I'm just showing you an example, so I'm doing one at a time. But if you want to do like 5 at once and then go in there and change the interest group for all of them, that's what you would do, okay? We'll click 1 here. And for this interest group, instead of hockey shot, we said EA Sports. So we're going to delete that. We're going to add EA Sports NHL. That's our interest, and we're reaching 300,000 people, which is still not bad. So let's scroll up here, and instead of that, we're going to name this EA Sports NHL, and that's our group, okay? We'll click here, and ta-da, okay? So boom, we've created our campaign now with all these different ad sets with their corresponding budgets. And that's all there is to it. You will see so you see the purchases here. Now you might have to give it a second for the actual ads and the page posts to be copied. So it sometimes takes a few seconds. But if you duplicate the ad sets and then go and see, look at your ads and you notice that your ad isn't there, don't freak out. Just give it some time, maybe a few minutes for the actual page post ad to show up. Like over here, here's our original one, and then if you click on any one of these, it will show up eventually. And then again, you scroll to the right, you will see all these options that you selected here, like purchases, website purchases, add to cart, website add to cart, all that good stuff, okay? And that's it, guys. This is, hopefully this video was helpful for you, this complete Teespring and Facebook ads tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other videos on affiliate marketing, how to promote, for example, ClickBank products on Microsoft ads without a website, or how to promote ClickBank products on Google ads. Check these videos out. Check out my Facebook ads course where I teach you all of this in detail, and I go over remarketing as well, because now that you've created these ads, you're going to create audiences, you will be able to remarket to those people. So check that out, ivanmana.com/all-courses. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.